What's going on, everyone? This is Jeff at Geek Driven, and we are here for another episode of Cover Lovers. We are here with our CBSI buddy, part of the herd, Mr. Mike, and we have a little special guest as well. We have Dio. All right. So, how are you doing? How was Thanksgiving, sir?
It was really, really good. How about you? Did you like it?
Yeah, turkey, and meatballs, pasta, and
Wow.
Did you have mashed potatoes and stuffing?
yeah,
And Grandma and Grandpa were here?
and we eat turkey.
And did you get a super cool car?
Yeah.
Yes. I know. I'm
Did
jealous.
you get any dessert?
Yeah, you did. You had pumpkin pie
Yeah,
and cookies.
I got the bone to pull and
You got the bone to pull, and did you win?
Yeah.
You did win, right?
Awesome.
I did not. I did not win. No. That would be the wishbone. Yeah, it's the wishbone, and you're gonna get so your wish is gonna come true. You get your wish. So it's the best Thanksgiving ever.
That's
we had
right.
a-
Christmas is
we had
right around the
awesome.
corner.
It is. Letter to
How about
Santa has gone off to the mail.
Well, we are back with the herd. So, Big Rob, what have you been up to? How are you doing?
Yeah, I've been MIA for a while. I've been traveling around. Did some traveling up to Brooklyn and then down to the ATL. Had a Thanksgiving down in the ATL with my family. It's been a while since I've been out there.
Brooklyn.
So there you go. So that was fun. I had like
So you got the real gravy. That's what you got.
yeah. Like the little man said, I had a lot. I had a ton of food as well. So I ate bad. I ate too much sugar, that's for sure. So everything was good. Yeah. So I came home to a bunch of packages. So check out mail call Wednesday. So yeah, I'm all good.
Awesome. Well, before we get started, let's give a shout out to our four horsemen, our moderators. We got Sante Rudy, Uncle Rudy. We got Something Wong, Danime Etc. And Glenn 2K from across the pond. Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate you. And also, we have our resident DJ at Beats by Monster. So thanks, Eddie. We really appreciate you as well. And we can give a little shout out to the chat. JT Key, as always, is here first. Thank you so much for tuning in. And then we got Something Wong's in the house. So looks like it's a slow night. I think everyone's still a little groggy from all that turkey they ate, but you'll catch us on the rewind. So with that said, you guys just want to get started? Let me get the deck going here for you guys. I forgot. I
got it on. I'm going to share it.
No, because remember mine's changed.
Okay.
Yeah. So here we go. All right. And this week's first incentives, we've got the Avengers Assemble Alpha number 1. So this is the 1 in 50 by Mark Brooks. We got the 1 in 100 Virgin by J. Scott Campbell. And we got the Retro 1 in 200 by J. Scott Campbell. So please, let's start with Big Rob.
Okay, yeah. So I'm a big fan of these J. Scott Campbell. I guess what would you call these? I guess the retro variants, right? That's what you call them. So yeah, he's done Thor, he's done Hulk, I might have done Captain America. I'm not sure. I know he did Fantastic Four. Now he's doing the Avengers. So I definitely love this cover. I love the way he depicts the Avengers here. His art style looks nice on these characters. Of course, I prefer if I had a preference, I would go with the retro, the 1 in 200, but that's gonna be really pricey. So I'm getting the regular variant, which is like $4.99 or $3.99.
Yes, the A cover, right?
No, I think it's like the B cover.
Okay.
Yeah, the B or C cover. Yeah, so I always get that. I always just buy the regular $4 one. I love the art. I love the filter on the 1 in 200, but yeah, it's expensive. But if I had a choice on these three, definitely go the 1 in 200. It's just the retro filter, and I love the art the way he depicts the Avengers. It's awesome.
All right. Well, we got one for the 1 in 200. How about you, Mike? Oh, you're muted, Mike.
I'm sorry. Jeez. Baby sounds. You're trying to make sure all the baby sounds are off the air. But anyway, I'm with Rob on this one. I like the 1 in 200 as well. I've said it recently. I like it when J. Scott Campbell doesn't draw sexy women. Essentially, when he's drawing an action scene or when he's drawing guys, I think he's actually much better at it than I think he thinks he is. I think he thinks that his only way to get a good cover is to draw a sexy girl, and I think it's pretty clear that he can do more than that. And I kind of wish he would explore that, a little bit more often. But don't get me wrong. I like a good J. Scott Campbell sexy girl too, but at the end of the day, he's limiting himself when he does that, especially when it starts to become like the same pose and all that kind of thing. Whereas this looks different and dynamic and colorful. It's laid out really well. Which it could have been a dumpster fire if it were laid out poorly. It would have just been a big busy mess. Which actually I kind of feel like the Brooks is a little bit of a busy mess. So I don't love the Brooks, and I generally do like Brooks. So while I like the Brooks and I like the two Campbells, I like the 1 in 200 better. But of course, I'm with Rob. I'm going to buy the $5.99 cover. I'm looking at what cover it is right now. I think it's cover B. Yeah, it's cover B. So I'll likely buy the cover B. Which I don't think it's tinted like vintagey, but it's still, it's still the same image with the trade dress across the middle and everything. That's basically the same cover. So, so image wise, the 1 in 200, but for my wallet, the $5.99 version of the 1 in 200.
Yeah.
I'm in total agreement. I mean, the Brooks is not too bad, but you're right. There's a little too much of the sheen and the lightning. It is too busy.
Yep.
But I like you. I like these retro covers. I think the only thing that's throwing me off is Captain America pose. But other than that, it's really cool. Like I kind of like the layout of the characters, so that works for me as well. So yeah, absolutely with you guys. I'm getting the one with the trade dress. I'm getting it for cover price. So save me a good $100+ at least.
Yeah, they're at 135 on Midtown.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming they'll be a little less on my comic shop, but not by much. Probably 125.
Yeah, and I'm sure if you wait long enough, you might get it for under 100.
Yeah, I think so. I think this book will be pretty heavily ordered.
This is a nice one. I think it's better than the other ones he's done so far.
Yeah, no, I really like the layout of the characters. I appreciate that. So, All right, well, on to the next one. Let's get another 3 comic books. This is Damn Them All #2. This is the 1 in 50 over here by Aaron Campbell. We've got a 1 in 75, and this is a different hue on another cover that they have for Stephanie Hans.
That's
and then
not Tula Latte?
No, I believe this. Oh, is it?
It sure
I think
looks
I got
it.
You know what? I might have got them mixed up.
I think you have them flipped.
I do. Okay, so the second one, the 1 in 75, is by Tula Latte.
Yeah.
And that one, actually, there is another one with a different hue. And the 1 in 100 is by Stephanie Hans.
That makes more sense.
Mike.
I mean, I think you probably know which one I like the best. I like that Aaron Campbell. It's so weird. I mean, I don't even know exactly what I'm looking at, but it's like, it's got that Sienkiewicz-y sort of like weirdness to it. I'm intrigued by what's in the book from that cover. The other two are just kind of mad to me. You know me, I love Lotte and I love Hans. I love them both. That is not a great Hans. So I'm definitely, I don't like that one at all. I like the Lotte, but on this book, it doesn't really do anything for me. Whereas the Aaron Campbell does. Like, I'm actually intrigued by what's inside this book. It's weird. It's impressionistic. It's got some cool color pop in some weird places. I'm kind of creeped out by it, which is sort of exactly what it's supposed to be, I think. So I'm down on the low end here. I like the 1 in 50 the best. Kind of like by far.
Nice. That even surprised me a little. Just a little. All right, Big Mike, Big Rob.
Big Mike. All right, let's
Big
do
Mike.
Yeah. The Lieutenant Hans, they're okay. They're just kind of boring to me personally. I would have no interest in these books just looking at the covers. I'm like, this is very generic modern art. honestly. I do like the coloring on the Lotte, which is the one in 75. It's
Duh, it's
interesting.
got purple and pink on it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
neon green as well. But yes, I like the coloring, but it's just the art's very generic. I don't know what, I don't know. It just doesn't scream anything to me. And I would have gone for the Campbell because it's so weird, but I don't know. I think the arm's grossing me out. Something about the arm, like it's an old wrinkle hot dog. It just it just throws me off. That's what I think about when I see his arm. It's just like an old wrinkle hot dog that's got burned and just sitting there for 2 hours. But I guess it's supposed to be like a crow. I'm assuming it
Looks like
is.
an owl.
Yes, yeah. Who knows, right? I agree. It's super weird, and I can see why you'd be intrigued. But it just for me, it loses me. I'll skip all three personally, and probably just get Calray.
Interesting. Okay. I do agree that Aaron Campbell is very freaky looking. I mean, it's an owl man kind of thing. Well,
Yeah.
definitely a bird man. And it is in that, you're right, like in that weird kind of stretched out style of Sienkiewicz. But honestly, for me, I don't know why. I think it reminds me of like animation. The Lotte is the one I like actually.
Yeah.
It's just because it kind of reminds me of that like what is it, the still picture kind of like animation, and that would be like the character be in black and white and the rest of everything around him is color, or vice versa, right?
Very anime. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so that kind of speaks to me more. So that would be my choice for this cover. Yeah, the camel's a little freaky for me. But to Mike's point, that Campbell does make me more interested in the book and what's inside. So, all right, let's go on to the next one. We've got Godzilla Rivals versus Gigan, #1. This is the 1 in 10 by Christian Gonzalez. So, Big Rob, I know you love this kind of stuff, so give me your thoughts.
Okay, yeah, this is up my alley. This is typically, I know it's not as creative or as artistic as stuff we just saw. It's very much more simpler. But it's definitely my personal taste. I love Godzilla, and he is portraying one of my favorite characters, Gigan, which he's carrying on his back.
Sorry, it's Gigan.
Yeah, it's, what did you call him?
I said Gigan.
Yeah, I don't think it's Gigan. I think it's Gigan. Yeah. And this is the more modern version of Gigan. I like the classic version more. The cockroach man on the bottom does freak me out a little bit. So and right in the center, that dude. Yeah, it's the human character is a little weird. It's like the Beatles with a cockroach man in the middle. That's what it looks like, to be honest.
Yeah.
But the coloring a little muted. With just the purple hue throughout the whole image, or gray, I guess. But I still dig it. It's interesting the way they drew Godzilla is very circular. His arms seem very round. His legs, he's like a very porky, very plump Godzilla. A lot of donuts on his diet. It looks like. This would be a cool statue, and a little more artistic, a little more slender on the characters, but the actual the way I guess the pose, the layout of the characters. This would be a cool statue. I can see this as a cool statue. I'm beginning to get burned out on this trade dress. They've been using this trade dress a lot. I wish they would get more creative with this trade dress. It's kind of. I do love the one shot busting through the IDW band there, but the trade dress kind of boring me. But overall, this is a purchase, a 1 in 10. This are here today, gone tomorrow. You'll never see this on the rack again. So, if I can't remember if I ordered this. Hopefully, I ordered this.
How about you, Big Mike?
I have liked these in the past, and we go through the whole trope that we go through every time, which is that these are ghosts, and they are. But the past ones have actually been good covers. I don't think this is a good cover. This feels a little amateurish to me. We're at the point where like I could probably draw that, and that's not a good sign. So
Yeah, that's true.
All that said, I have a problem with it. But again, if you're a big fan of these characters, I mean, you're probably never going to see this whole thing ever again, and so you're likely to never see this book again. So if you like this stuff, then this is still a good pickup. I mean, let's face it, we all have crap covers in our collection because we like what's inside. So that's okay, and some of them are pretty rare. So you look at the top 50 variants of all time, and like at least a third of those are pretty awful covers. They're just really rare. So this will be rare, and again, at cover price, maybe it's worth a snag or a little bit more. Somewhere around 10 or under, but it's certainly not a quality cover this time. And that kind of makes me angry because some of the past ones have been excellent covers.
Yeah, great. Yeah.
And this one's not doing it.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. I mean, if you can't draw clouds good or smoke, it just looks terrible.
It almost looks Photoshop, the clouds.
Yeah, it looks weird. I mean, Godzilla's tail looks like it's a serpent or octopus arm. It just kind of throws you off. Like the art is So I would pass, but like you guys said, it's these 1 in 10s are always ghosts for IDW.
I totally feel like he just drew like circles and circles and circles to create Godzilla
and just filled it in.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
He does look kind of porky though, doesn't he?
A little porky.
Yeah, I can do this.
Hey, it was Thanksgiving for everybody. I mean, he had a...
I mean, maybe he had a fat meal before he went and fought, Gigan.
He's like, I gotta bulk up for this fight.
That's hilarious. All right, well, we've got Rogue Sun number 8, the 1 in 25 by Francisco Mana and Igor Monti. So, what do you think, Big Mike?
This took 2 people to draw.
I don't know. I guess
I'm assuming that's the penciler and the inker, or the pencil inker and the colorist, or something like that.
Probably.
It's cool. It feels a little bit too much like a radiant black kind of thing in different colors. If I didn't know what this was because it's on the screen, I would think, well, is this a radiant black or radiant orange, or is this a Power Rangers thing, or is this what is this?
Wait, they're not related?
I don't know. Maybe they are, but I mean, the
know.
covers just all sort of look the same to me. And that's a bit of a problem. The fact that I'm not even really sure what this ties to is kind of an issue. There's nothing wrong with the art. It's actually pretty cool. But it's not like this hasn't been done a billion times before. It looks like a really, really good splash page.
Yeah.
So certainly not a 1 in 25 priced level thing for me. Maybe at a 1 in 10. But this certainly doesn't feel like a $20-$25 buy to me. This feels like a really good cover B, that you can either get the if we're talking Dynamite, I don't know who publishes this. Is this a Boom book?
I think it's a Boom book.
If that's the case, then I prefer sort of like the Dynamite version, which is like buy this with trade dress for $5 or buy it virgin for $10 or whatever. I don't know. It's just okay. It doesn't do anything new for me. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's too generic-y and too confused with other titles to me.
All right, Big Rob, what's going on?
I think it is kind of the radiant black, isn't it?
I thought it was.
Let me look that up. I guess we should probably know that, shouldn't we?
Just looking at the cover, this is totally, this is a combination of the Flash, Green Lantern, the Power Rangers, and
I'm sorry, it's Image. This is Image.
It's Image? Okay.
Yeah.
1 in 25, Rogue Sun number 8. Number 1 in 25 on an issue 8. That's interesting. It's a tall order for collectors to invest on a issue number 8 1 in 25. But maybe it might be rare. Who knows? The actual art itself, it's decent. I agree with Mike. It's just a cover. It's a splash page. It's a cover B. I do like the way they drew the sunburst orange, yellow, I guess, vibe behind the character. That looks cool with the kind of not focused. So you can see the element of
heat
speed.
wave.
The heat wave, the element of speed going through the image. So that's cool. I like his signature. The guy who's right, that signature right in the middle. That's a cool segue.
This is a super massive spinoff, by the way.
Okay. So it's a cool cover. Is it a 125? Hell no. But it might be rare because it's an issue 8 on a 125. So good luck finding it out there. And I'll say Mike's favorite thing. It's the artist did what he wanted to do. His objective has been obtained by the artist, so it's okay.
Trish, the only thing you missed was us reviewing 5 dog covers drawn by people that aren't you, and we trashed them all.
don't watch Rewind.
It's not true. You've actually missed a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah. Nothing really big. I like the art, but every time you guys say it's splash page, you're not wrong. It literally looks like any splash page on Superman, Firestorm, right? Like, just change out the powers or the outfit. But I do like what Big Rob said. I like that effect of the heat wave or the unfocused part of the bottom part of this art. So I mean, it's cool. 1 in 25, probably not. But the good thing is you'll probably get it for cheaper. You'll probably get it for $20, $15. But that's if you find it as well. So, I would probably pass on it. So it's all right. Kind of looks like a bite off of like Black Flash or something.
It's almost like a Celestial.
Yeah, again, the fact that we just named like 10 comic books that it could be is bad.
It is. And you're right. It could have been a Power Ranger for all I knew. All right. Well, we got here Star Trek Lower Decks number 3, a 1 in 10 by Philip Murphy. Big Rob, I know you're a Star Trek fan, so let us have it.
Well, the art style it's very animation. It's very
well, he works on the animation.
Yeah, well, I know, but so it's not like my favorite art style, but I love the concept here. The baby Borg, that's such a great idea. It just really intrigues me to open the book and look inside and see what the hell's going on. It's
now I want to see live action baby Borgs.
I know I'm surprised they've never done it just to freak us out, in the TV show or something. But maybe they do in the future. I love the homage, not homage, I guess the lookalike to the cutest of Borg right there. That one, the ball one on the right, in the back. She looks cool. It's very just bored, just staring at this guy. So yeah, this is pretty awesome. I love the red beam. Were they? Oh, that's the beam's coming out of the little side thing. No, it's not the eye, but the little side thing next to the eye. That's where the red beam's coming from.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was coming out from the eye too. I don't remember lights coming out of their eyes, but no, it comes from the little side thing. It's like a little
laser,
laser engager thing. So, this cover is awesome. I kind of wish I pre-ordered this just because of the craziness of the baby Borg. But yeah, dude, the 1 in 10 Lower Decks issue 3. Not very many stores are gonna have this, so good luck finding it. Phil Murray, I love his image there of the artist too. That's pretty cool. Mr. Clean.
So same style art.
Yeah, so yeah, it's just awesome. It really makes me want to go start watching. I just never watched the show, so now I'm more.
Never? It's hilarious.
I know they're crossing over with the was it the other
live action?
The live action show. So I should definitely jump on this.
All right, Mike, what do you think?
So it feels like a Rick and Morty cover, and I'm not just saying that because somebody said it in the chat, but it does have that feel to it, which isn't necessarily bad for what this is. And I'm with Rob, and apparently the whole baby Borg thing is just a genius move. It really is a genius move. So I kind of love it, even though I would normally hate this and say, oh, this doesn't really match the title and the whole I don't know what's going on. Why is there like a baby drawn, all baby drawn stuff? Like, why is this like a Scotty Young kind of cover? But it works. I mean, it's fun as hell, and I have to remember that these things are supposed to be fun. So this is cool. I like the concept. It's executed well. Sort of a riot. It'll be a ghost of a ghost. I mean, I don't know any shop that will order 10 copies of this book. So It'll be a tough one. It probably won't be worth a hell of a lot, but it'll be a tough one to find if you like it.
Yeah, I saw this cover and I couldn't stop laughing because I couldn't understand. I was like, wait, there's baby Borgs. Just that concept alone has got me laughing. So that works for me on that level alone. Art wise, it's just like the animation, so I can appreciate that as well. There's nothing wrong with it. I actually like the art and the animation. But it's just the whole hilarious concept, and you just get it by looking at this. You can tell this is just a comedic comic book that you're gonna read. So that alone, it works. It's telling you what it's all about. So this is like you guys said, it's probably be a ghost. I hope you can find it if you really like Borgs and Star Trek. So yeah, I would definitely pick this up if I get to see it. All right, we've got Blue Beetle Graduation Day #1. We got a 1 in 25 by Rafael Albuquerque, and we got a 1 in 50 by David Marquez. Mike,
these are awful.
Saw this coming.
I like these, but I don't.
You like these, but you don't?
Yeah, I like them.
Yeah, these are terrible. These are bad. They're just bad. They're just bad art. Both of them are bad. I would, if I opened a book and saw this as interior art, I would be upset, let alone have it on the cover. So these are hard passes for me. Plus I have no interest in Blue Beetle to begin with. So like, you've really got to blow me away if you want me to buy this book. Yeah, it's not doing it. These aren't doing it. That's for sure. I won't even get into the nitty gritty about why they're bad. They're boring. They're really like, I don't know. Again, they look like, especially the one on the left, the Albuquerque one looks very amateurish, and that's very weird to me. Albuquerque can do some great art. This is not among his better pieces, that's for sure. The David Marquez is not quite as bad, but just because it's a cool pose. But beyond that, I mean, they're just not good covers.
Big Rob.
All right, so I don't know if this is an homage or he just ripped off both of these artists to Riddick. I swear I've seen posters of Riddick with the same pose, both covers. So I don't know if they definitely had to talk to each other about this, and they just like a inside joke on their part. Is this just homage Riddick, right? I think that's what it looks like to me. Yeah, I'm agreeing with Mike. The artist is amateur hour with both of these covers. I would love to support this book because for my personal reasons, it's one of the very few Hispanic or Mexican characters, superheroes out there. I'm definitely going to support the film when the film comes out. I have this character's first appearance with the Jim Lee cover. That's a better
Infinite
version.
Crisis.
Yeah, that's a better version of this character, the Jim Lee version. So I have those books. I love those covers. So there's also like a Jim Lee Superman and Batman cover for that issue. There's a black and white, really well drawn by Jim Lee. Yeah, the art itself, it's amateur hour. I don't know what to say. And it's hilarious. It just reminds me of Riddick, both covers. So even the colors are not. It's just very muted, very blah. 1 in 50, 1 in 25. Oh, dude, this is typical DC, right? They just give you shit covers on high ratios, and they give you the best shit on cover B. It's like, it makes no fucking sense.
And it's getting worse and worse. I mean, I've been looking at the solicitations for like February yesterday because it was final order cutoff for all that stuff. It's like you're looking at the incentives, and you're like 1 in 25, no 1 in 25. It's like 1 in 50 is where they start in a lot of cases. 1 in 100, 1 in 150, 1 in 2, 250, 3, 500.
Oh, that's right, because they're rebooting.
About like
rebooting what?
With crap covers too on top of it, and you're like 500 copies. What are you talking about? Like what? Where are we? What planet are we on? No one's ordering that.
What book is that, Mike? I don't even look at it.
There was a few of them. Action was one of them. There's like 20 covers for it. It's not a milestone issue, seemingly. It's some random number. There was one other book that may have been a #1 for DC. I forget what it was. There were at least 3 books that had these long lists of incentives. And I'm like, what is happening? From the company who said they would never do incentives again.
I wish they go back to that. I miss those days of just cover A and cover B, no
Yep.
fucking incentives.
Agreed.
Yeah, I completely stopped looking at FOC for DC. That's how
Was
much
it
I'm over it.
before New 52? You have to go back a while.
No, not that far back, Jeff. 2019. They were
Really?
not,
The rebirth stuff only had A and B
after
covers.
the rebirth. Oh, okay, got you.
Yeah, when
they
they
were,
started DCU back up again, then there was some.
the first incentives was those Jimenez sketch covers. Those were the first ones, so that's how they started. Because I collected all those.
That's right.
Like, oh, incentives for DC, cool. I was buying all those,
and then they did the metal. They did the ones for metal as well.
Yeah, and it's out of control now. So
now it's out of control. Yeah, when I saw these, I was like, these are B covers, right? And I even thought that they were the same artist because I was like, it kind of looks like it's just a different angle.
They almost look like they connect at first glance because the
Right.
lightning looks like the extension of that arm there. They don't. They clearly don't. But still, it had like at first I'm like, oh, they're connecting. That's interesting. And then I realized they're not. I said, oh, now they're not interesting at all.
Dude, Jeff, that I'm surprised you haven't said this, Jeff. The left arm or the right arm on our view for that Albuquerque. Look at his arm, dude.
Oh yeah. No. I haven't gotten there yet. I just started because it just that Albuquerque is just so generic. It kind of looks like the Whatnot exclusives.
Oh
right?
yeah,
the Kirkhams.
It's just not good.
They're not good.
The half face thing,
horrible.
It's just awkward. I mean, it's not even half a face; it's like a quarter of a face. You're right. The arm is really thin, gets really thin. It kind of looks like Iron Man's armor, so it looks awkward. Then the Marquez, like, he almost could have gotten there, but the fact that he darkened, like, the reason why you do that pose is so you can get the details of the back of the costume. And the fact that he darkened every detail just means he just cheaped out on the details.
Yep.
These were rushed.
Yeah,
but he wanted to draw dude butt.
And I just hate these boring backgrounds. So yeah, these are absolute passes. I keep saying DC is messing up whoever's choosing their incentives. Like, just pick the best art. That's just my opinion.
Because
they're rushing all these artists and overworking all of them.
Yeah, this is rushed 100%. But that I was gonna say that arm, dude, it looks like the fucking elbow's facing us.
Yeah, the elbow. It's like the elbow pads on the inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks awkward. As a matter of fact, it kind of looks like it's bending another way.
Yeah, it's bending,
and it's kind of too long.
I can't even do it.
That's just weird.
It's bad. They're just bad. Let's move on.
All right. We've got Planet Hulk World Breaker #1. We got a 1 in 25 by Adam Kubert, and we got a 1 in 50 by Ryan Brown.
Huh.
Big Rob, please give me your opinion.
Well, at first glance, I would say they were. This is my honest opinion. At first glance, I'm like, oh, they look normal. They look generic. But then the more I look at it, both of them, the more I like them. I started to like them. It just, I think I like more the Kubert than the Brown, though. I just love the action pose of the Hulk. I know it's a very generic action pose for the Hulk. He does this a million times on a bunch of different covers, but it's well done. I love the streaming of the motion of the green lines, which signifies speed and power, right? So So, and his face, it's very squarish mouth, but it works. It's a very rectangle head. But the eyes are cool. The hair looks great. The arms are not grotesquely overgrown. They're like, at least they fit his body. You can see it works. And the Brown is cool too. It's very it reminds me of a different artist. I can't think of the artist's name, but that's definitely reminds me of a different artist. But it looks cool too. I love the interaction with the trade dress and the axe just smashing through it. I wish they would have put a little more detail, a little more weathering on the trade dress that blends in with the art better. But still, it works. I'll probably go with the 125. It's definitely a cheaper book, and it's a cool cover.
All right, Mike.
So yeah, I also like both of these, but and for a lot of the same reasons. The Ryan Brown one looks a little like it looks like a recolored Conan cover,
True.
kind of,
Yeah.
which I know is part of the storyline too. So I get that that's the way the character's supposed to be drawn. So I don't have an issue with that. It's really hard for me not to see Green Conan right now. So, but that doesn't make the cover bad. But it does look a little static in comparison to the Kubert, which I really like the Kubert because it has that motion. It's the thing that I really like about Sienkiewicz's work when he's really on, is you get some of the action going on because of some of these weird choices like that. So for whatever reason, while I'm a little confused by the Kubert, I still like it better. It's interesting. The color is better. It sort of pops. Yeah, everything seems to work in some weird way. I mean, overall, artistically speaking, the Ryan Brown is probably a better cover. I think the head's a little too small, just a touch too
I
small.
was gonna say that. I was like, it's puny little head.
Yeah, he's kind of got puny god, a little bit of a puny little head. So there's some issues with both of them, but overall, like the overall impact of both of them is pretty good. I lean toward the Kubert as well, but just barely. I do like both covers. I wouldn't pay 25 or 50 for either one though. Just as a note.
Can I interrupt for a second? Have you ever seen Hulk with black hair when he's transformed? Now that I think about it.
Huh.
That's an interesting question.
I don't think so.
That's what I think that's what throwing me off is his hair.
It's supposed to be kind of black green, right?
It's black, 100%. Well, yeah, the green is supposed to be green. It's just green.
I'm looking at other Planet Hulk covers, and they're all like they all kind of look black.
Do they?
I think you have to differentiate it because it'll look weird if it's almost the same green.
Yeah,
because the hair here on this one's like kind of black and it's kind of patchy, almost like it's like just a different, more of a curly black hair.
Yeah, I guess so.
Weird.
Maybe they're trying to get it closer to a Mark Ruffalo hairstyle.
Maybe.
Is it black in the movie?
I think so.
Jeez, well now I can't remember. That's terrible, right?
Now I know.
Mandela effect.
These little details. Well, please check. I like the art on the Ryan Brown, but I do have a couple issues with it. One is definitely the head. The head is definitely a lot smaller, especially when he's raising his arm right next to him. It just makes it even smaller.
I get that there's foreshortening going on, but it's too much.
Yeah, it's way too much. He's not. Yeah. And then on top of that, like, okay, I like the part that's going through the trade dress, but I feel like the N and the E are completely different from the rest of the trade dress, where they forgot to put a layer of like of shading on it or something because they look too bright.
They look a little brighter.
Yeah.
And that might be your eye playing a trick because you've got the bright axe behind it, maybe.
It could be, but it just doesn't look right, so they should have just darkened it.
The whole axe arm is fantastic.
Yes. I like the background. I there's nothing really too wrong with it. But that head kind of messes with me. The Kubert, it reminds me of like old 90s, kind of comic, kind of drawing, the action, the over exaggeration of the lines. Like, I really dig that, but I really dig the light coming from the ground, and he's getting the right shading, and it's a good perspective. The veins coming out of his arms, love it. So those details, I'm definitely picking the Kubert because one's going to be cheaper as well. And I don't think these are going to cost 25 and 50, but
nah, probably not.
Yeah, I guess it all depends, right, on how speculative your comic book shop is.
15 and 35 sounds a little bit more like it, probably.
I actually believe that, yeah. Could be 20 and 35, but we'll see. All right. We've got Wildstorm 30th Anniversary Special number 1. We got the 1 in 25 by Jeff Spokes, and this is a glow in the dark. And then we've got a 1 in 50 by Sosa Maeka, and this is a foil. So there's actually another version of this that's not. I believe it's the B or C cover.
It's the B.
All right. Big Rob?
Well, immediately the Susuma icon stands out. Jess Spokes just looks like an Adam Hughes wannabe, honestly, when you look at it.
I
But
was,
what's up?
I was gonna say that,
Yeah,
or Michael Turner.
yeah, Turner. But it's the characters. I don't know. Just Jeff Spokes. It's like it's cool. It's cool, but I don't really care too much about these characters, and I don't care about Wildstorm at all. So the cover really has to stand out for me to even care. And definitely this also my icon, the 150 for this. I don't know who the character is, but just the way she drew her, it's really cool. Of course, she always does that kind of like how can I don't see? Let's see if I can describe this. So the skin tone almost seems like the skin tone or the body almost seems separate from the hair and the outfit. Like it's almost like an overlay or
Mm.
it's like those film when they're doing like those Disney films where they put the plastic on top of the art and they drop like overlays on top of it. I forgot what we call it, but that's what it reminds me of a little bit. I know it might, yeah. Even if you look at the tiara on her, it almost looks like an overlay, almost like a. What was that big controversy of the plastic thing on that book for that Ultimate Fall? What was the name of that paper?
We're not gonna go there, but it's acetate.
Yeah, acetate. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. It looks like acetate almost, like the hair and the tiara and the outfit. That'd be cool to do a variant of that with the acetate. So if you remove it, you remove the whole outfit and everything.
What?
So I know I'll be getting purged, right? But that'd be a cool little thing to it because it's the way she drew it. It almost looks like that. And her art is brilliant. She always does good art. She still hasn't done my male Street Fighter characters. I haven't seen her done that. Yeah, I asked her. She hasn't done it yet, but looks cool. I like it. I'll pick with her. It's her art. It's her. She's the master of the comic book right now. So this is the winner.
How about you, Mike?
I think it goes without saying that I'm picking the Sosa Maika. Spoiler alert: the regular B cover wins the week for cover fire this week. So, I mean, it's great. It's everything that we've liked about her art. You could do this version at whatever it's going to sell for, $50, $75. I don't know what they're going to go for, or you could just buy the B cover if you really like the art. So it's nice to be able to buy in at that sort of price range. She came out of the gate with those Catwoman incentives. It was really tough to get your foot in the door on her books, but now you can get beautiful art from her, beautiful women, at cover price, which is that's really nice. And I think this is a standout from some of the stuff that's been on the regular covers lately. Not that they're bad, but they've basically just been faces for the most part, or sort of slightly hidden bodies and things like that. Whereas this is a full on piece, which is pretty great, and it's gorgeous. It's obviously sexy. The colors pop. I mean, it blows the other one away. There's no question about it. I will say though, don't sleep on the C cover, which is a Middleton as well, which is also a really pretty cover. So if you like one, you probably like the other, and you're probably going to pick up both at cover price. So if you even care about this whole '90s resurgence thing that DC seems to think we all want, between foil covers, Wildstorm, not the '90s throwback covers,
The embossed covers.
I mean, do we really want all that? I mean, aren't we trying to still forget it? Isn't it still too soon?
That was my next question, Mike. Why? I'm out of touch with DC. Why Wildstorm?
I have no idea.
They own Wildstorm because of Jim Lee, right?
I think
they're trying to bring all that stuff together. Like when they did the whole Rebirth stuff, right? The Doomsday Clock.
I get it's the 30th anniversary. It says 30 under the company logo there, but why?
I own a lot of things that are 30 years old that nobody else wants to see.
Yeah, it was a failed project. No, those characters were like bland, uninteresting. So.
Yeah,
sir, we will never forget the '90s because we all have that stuff in our collections. Every single one of us and multiples.
I got rid of it for free, pretty much. But yeah, I got rid of it.
Oh man,
I did get rid of almost all of it. But still, I mean, the fact that we're still remembering it with some pretty bad like flashbacks. I mean, we're having like PTSD moments. Some of us that got stuck with long boxes after long box of this stuff, and
Yeah.
at the end of the day, but it doesn't change the fact that that's still a beautiful cover.
Yeah.
Even if you're a Sosa Maika fan and you're trying to get a full body sexy girl cover from her without buying a $200 Catwoman incentive, then this might be the way to go. Then you can't really go wrong. The other cover is just it's meh. It's nothing. I don't care if it glows in the dark. I don't care if it shoots me to the moon. It still sucks.
It glows in the dark?
Yeah,
Apparently,
the one
right?
on the left glows in the dark.
Oh, trash.
Well, of course it does. Of course it does. It's a 90s throwback. It has to glow in the dark or have an embossed cover or have a foil something somewhere on it. Or
I mean, the Sosa Maika has foil.
yeah, but there is a Sosa Maika that isn't.
Yes,
So.
that's definitely the one I would go with.
Yeah,
I'm interested to see the foil with the way her art goes with the shine. Anyways,
me too.
I'd be very interested if it enhances it. But I mean, there's no doubt I picked the Sosa Maika hands down. It reminds me of Michael Turner-ish kind of art as well because it gives me that Gen 13 vibe. So I can't go wrong with that.
Let me see if anybody has one in hand on eBay.
And I don't think it will cost you $75. Might cost you $60.
And let's get the acetate version out there, man. I want to see what's under this.
I want to see what's under the suit.
The cheapest one is $120.
I take it back. I'm so sorry, everyone. It's a Sosa Maika effect.
120? The cheapest one?
Yeah, that's the cheapest one. It's 109
for a Wildstorm?
109 plus $10
and
shipping.
And it's an anniversary special, so like what can really come like it's just like any special annual kind of thing. You kind of go,
just go to a con and buy her print.
That's
be a lot cheaper.
That is a lot. I'm sorry. That's a pass for me on that price.
Her prints are like $30 or something. I forget.
So I won't be asking my LCS for this one this week. I'll just be getting the B cover.
Again, I think the same problem happens with the foils. It washes a lot of the colors out. What it does is it makes them all too bright, and they all kind of bleed into each other. I'm looking at it right now.
That's a foil too.
I'm looking at the foil. Somebody has one in hand. I'm looking on eBay.
So the Sosa's a foil. The Sosa's a foil.
Because there's a B cover as well. That's why.
The B cover looks like the one you're looking at with a white background like that, whereas the foil is like silvery on the bottom corner and goldish up on the top corner where the trade dress area is.
Oh, no.
And then everything else is kind of, it's got a good sheen. It makes the costume look dope as hell, actually. But the skin tones are all way too orange in the foil. And it kind of makes it just look like an oversaturated photo.
It's like too much gold foil on it.
Yeah.
No, let's do the acetate version, man. Come on, dude.
I don't think DC will do it, sure. All right. Well, we've got Peter Parker and Miles Morales, Spider-Man Double Trouble #1. This is the 1 in 25 by Chrissy Zulo. Mike, what do you think?
This is the right cover for Chrissy's work. This is if she's going to do a Spider-Man cover, this is the right one for her style. That's what these have all been like this. They've either been like Scotty Young covers or they've been, sort of kiddish animation kind of looking covers. So it's the right. It's clearly not for me. You guys know me well enough to know that I really don't like this style at all, really on much of anything for the most part. So I don't particularly dig it, but nor do I feel like it's a 1 in 25 feeling kind of a book. But my guess is very few shops will order 25 copies of this. It is a Spider-Man book. It is a Miles book, who's obviously still, super hot. So this could be really tough. Yeah, not as hot maybe as he was, but still hot, at least in certain collecting circles. I don't particularly like this cover. It feels a little bit unfinished. I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, but I don't really like it. But it's at least her style on the right book for once, rather than throwing her on something that she doesn't belong on. So I appreciate that part of it, but that's about it.
The reason that I don't think he's as hot as he used to be because the 9.6 on Ultimate Fall 4 just sold for $570.
Oh my god!
What the hell?
Really?
That used to be like a
that guy. Whoever picked that up is a lucky SOB because
they've all fallen though.
No, I think he overpaid because I think it'll drop more. I think it's gonna keep on dropping. To be honest.
9/8 are only like 1,300-1,400 now, right? They were like $3,000 at one point.
They were
They're
over
under
$3,000.
they're under $2,000. That's for sure.
That's crazy.
Yeah, dude. It's because I cried because I sold my 9.6 for 470 in December of 2020.
Now you're okay.
Yeah, now I'm okay.
That was eBay fees, baby.
Yeah, I reinvested that money into something else that I love. And
Well, I think we're finding that the book just isn't rare, right? The same thing happened.
No, it's definitely not rare. There's 6 digits out there.
The same thing happened with the Thrawn book too, like Heir to the Empire, right? I mean, people are realizing, oh wait, this is common. You guys found those in dollar bins for years. Oh,
yeah.
But the one thing with the Star Wars books is they're always more beaten up than any other book.
They certainly are, man. Especially that one, man.
Yeah.
God, that thing always has ticks in it. Always.
Yeah, that was very well read.
Yep.
Thanks, Jeff.
Yep.
You're
welcome, man.
You just gave me my first copy of that. Okay, so Chris Zulo, we've been hit and miss with her. We've been sometimes really good to her, sometimes really rough with her. Is this an IDW book or just straight Marvel?
No, it's a Marvel book, but it's a kiddie book. So it's like all the Marvel action. This is that type of book.
Because did IDW also lost the Marvel license or no?
No, I don't know. Actually, I'm pretty sure they still do some Marvel stuff, but Marvel also has their own. They have their own kid line as well.
Sorry, my dog's on bonkers.
No, you're good.
It's good art. It reminds me a lot of the Marvel action stuff. That's how I discovered John Boy, or was the name of the artist? Is it John Boy?
Yeah, John Boy. He did the Venom covers.
Yeah, that's how I discovered him through those books. So this reminds me a lot of that. It's cute. It's well, she executed what she wanted to do.
There you go.
Yeah, so it's her style. It's I do love the perspective. The city. It's very simple art, but it works for what it's trying to do. And 125, no, get the hell out of here. But this was like a regular cover. Yeah, this is a total cover A in a Marvel Action Spider-Man book from IDW. I don't know.
No, it's just straight Marvel. I just looked it up.
Oh, okay. So I wonder why they're doing the kiddie books through Marvel now publishing. That's interesting.
I think they're still doing the other ones too, aren't they?
No, I think they have it on both sides.
I didn't know. You know what? I think they stopped. I don't see them anymore.
Really?
Maybe you're right.
Yeah, I go through FOC every week and I don't see them anymore.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, I don't think I saw one.
I haven't seen one in a while since they did the Ms. Marvel.
Because they were doing Avengers, Spider-Man, I think even I want to say Ant-Man, but yeah, they stopped. They just stopped. So maybe Marvel took back the rights for the kids' books on through Marvel Publishing. So interesting. So yeah, it's okay. It's not 125. Miles Morales fans, Spider-Man fans would definitely pick this up, but it's just skip for me. But it's good art for her.
As a Spider-Man fan, Miles fan, I do really like Chrissy Zulo's work too. I'm actually not okay. This is one of my least favorite ones of hers. Spider-Man and Miles look very elongated on the waist up and very thin out. I mean, I get it. It's animated kind of, but it doesn't have the same finish as her other ones as other art. Doesn't look as Disney-fied as I thought it would be. So yeah, this one's not for me. I'm not going to get a 1 in 25 for this book.
I love that. It looks like a Marvel coloring book that's been colored.
Yeah, actually, you're right. That's what I said. It doesn't look like it's finished.
Yeah, it's good coloring.
Like with colored pencils, like it was colored by a
colored
13-year-old. Yeah,
he forgot to put the finishing on it and everything. So yeah,
I'm thinking of that Napoleon Dynamite thing. I haven't finished shading it yet, or whatever he says. I forget.
So yeah, unfortunately, I'll pass on this one.
The Liger.
The Liger. Yes. All right. The next book we've got Vampirilla, Year 1, Number 4. We got 4 of them here. We've got the 1 in 15 by Joseph Michael Linzer. We got the 1 in 20 by Lucio Perillo, but this is like the 10 in 1. There's another version. We've got the 1 in 25 by Gil March, and we've got a 1 in 30 by Carla Cohan. Mike.
Oh shit. Okay, so I'm gonna knock out the Perillo because the regular Perillo blows that away because you want the bright reds that are on the real cover. The tint actually ruins this cover in this case. Whereas the last time we did this, I liked the tint. I actually thought it helped the art. In this case, I think it ruins it. The bright stark contrast on I think it's the A cover actually, is amazing. So I'm not going to Perillo out right away. I don't dislike the Linsner, and I love Linsner's work, but it's not. I think the background's distracting in this case. It didn't actually add what it was supposed to add. I think it took away from his art, and it's nothing new from him. The March is sexy. Obviously, we're getting a little. I don't know what we call the little peep show we get there. I thought Dynamite was moving away from that for whatever reason, but. There's some proportion. Again, her head's too smaller, her neck's too short, her arms are too thin. There's all kinds of issues that March's work doesn't generally have. I do like that there's a background and that there's some attention to some of the other details, but the cover is actually kind of bad. I expect more from March. I don't think it's a great cover. On the flip side, the Cohen is fucking unbelievable. It is back to what I want from her. It's got great shadow work. It's super sexy. The detail in the hair, which we don't actually see a whole lot of from her. That's one of the things that I feel like she's missing sometimes is detail in the hair. And we get it there. We get beautifully tasteful side boob. Thank you, Carla. There is a regular version of this cover too, so you don't have to throw down crazy money for it. But yeah, I mean, it's the Cohen all day long. The Perillo's good, but go with the regular Perillo. If you're going to buy one of these, it's the Cohen all day. This is back to what she was doing way back towards the beginning that I fell in love with. Fantastic cover.
Big Rob.
All right. Well, artistic wise, yes, the Cohen and the Perillo, right? And I'm pretty sure the regular cover, what A or B, whatever it is, with the Perillo is the better one.
Yep.
Red tinted shit is out of control with Dynamite. But for some crazy reason, the Listener and the March attract me more. Huh. The Listener, some Apollo said, the tie dye in the background. It is like a tie dye shirt. I do love the Archie Comics version of Vampirella that he kind of pretty much drew. It looks cool to me. It's just something about it, the coloring, the line work on the character. It looks interesting, but actually, probably the shadier art, but somehow it just attracts me the most is the March, because all the quilt like the bed, those curtains. It's just, I don't know, something about it. The detail in it is just ridiculous. The fine point detail in the furniture is just over the top on his part. He put so much effort into the background and not a lot of effort on the actual character. Because the anatomy of the character is all fucked up. The arms are anorexic as shit. It's really, really bad, but it's just interesting to look at in general. Even the outside the window is like a really bad like Halloween castle smoke fog thing in the background. It's a mess, but it's like a car accident. It's just interesting to look at.
You're one of those bastards that keep looking and causing traffic for me.
It's so much going on. It's just, man, the quilts. It's just so much. But yeah, the Cohen. Cohen something about it's too realistic at this point.
What
with her? It's like a fucking photo.
But that's awesome.
Yeah, it is. But I could have just taken a picture of some naked lady too, and just put a Google image in the background too. I could have done that.
It's never a slow week for Vampirella, Apollo.
Are you kidding me? I think I took out more books. There's probably more.
Oh, there
are definitely more. There's seven different Perillo tints probably, and a negative.
Yeah,
and a black and white. Yeah.
And what does Perillo always draw her face as? Angelina Jolie.
Hey, I'm not mad at him.
And her prime, right? That's Angelina Jolie in her prime. She's batshit crazy nowadays. But yeah, dude, I go with the quilts. My vote.
All right.
All
Hey,
right.
I get it.
I was a little surprised. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna pass on the Linder. I don't like the background. The Perillo, absolutely love the other cover better. I actually it would have had a better chance if it was the other cover to win this week. I'm not mad at you, Big Rob. That March, you're right. The details in the curtain, like design, the quilting, all of that, I get it. That's pretty
Then go
cool.
buy glasses, Rob. Your name is Rob too, bro.
But he definitely messed up on Vampirilla, which is the main focus. So yeah, and how do I pass on Cohen? Just the realistic body. I mean, you're right. It just looks like a photo that she put a little bit of like detail over.
Well, the fact that we know that it's not is what's incredible. Like that we know that that's a painting. Like
that's why she always wins.
Yeah.
Who is it?
So yeah, I love that the detail in the hair, that it's not exactly perfect, so you can get that from that. Like, I just like that it's not overly perfect, so it makes it look realistic. 1 in 30, yeah, good luck getting this.
Yeah, but you don't need to though. You can get the regular version of it with the trade dress on it.
That's true. Yeah, as long as you get a copy of it, doesn't matter. Doesn't have to be the incentive. But yeah, Cohen wins for me. All right, we're done with the incentives. Woohoo! That wasn't that bad. We can get to the store exclusives now. Shoot, I forgot to get the price for this. But this is from 616, The Amazing Spider-Man number 16. This is by Lobos. Let's find out what the price is. You guys, Big Rob, go ahead and give me your thoughts on it.
Why is everybody homaging Adam Hughes, man? it's like there's so many artists doing his style now. It's a lot of copycats out there now. I don't know. It's generic. With store exclusives, you really gotta punch me in the face for me to like really say like, oh wow, this is interesting. This is very generic, very store exclusive. The face is a little rough. Looks like almost like a cosplayer. And I don't know, the anatomy looks off too. Something about the arms are too long. She's like a basketball player arms, dude. She could definitely
huge.
Yeah, she got
swimmer shoulders.
She got the Montumbo arms, man. So yeah, the waist doesn't match. Yeah, the legs. Look at the legs. Look at the thighs. What the fuck is wrong with those thighs?
Copy. I love that. I can't unsee that. It looks like she's sitting in a chair, but the chair got photoshopped out.
Yeah, it does.
Wow.
She's doing the flash dance pose, right, on the chair.
Yeah.
It's
so here's the prices. So there is a trade dress. The trade dress is $10.
Oh, all right. Well,
the Virgin is $30. The set is $30. So you're not getting the Virgin. You're gonna buy the set if you're gonna get this.
It's the only way they felt like they could ever get rid of the trade dresses.
No, not just that. It's included in 2 other sets as well. One with there's a Tony Daniels version, wow. And then another one with the 1 in 25.
Wow.
So I think they're very desperate to get rid of it. I'm assuming the Ellie is definitely 3,000, at least 1,000.
Yeah.
And that's why it's in all those sets. It's in 5 different ways to purchase this.
Lobos. They're just putting a bad name on that band, those Lobos, man.
Oh, you done, Big Rob?
Oh, I've been done.
Okay. How about you, Mike?
Yeah, I hate it. I hate it for a lot of reasons. I mean,
I hate it.
The anatomy's all fucked. It's trying to be a copy of Adam Hughes style, which only really Hughes can do. What is with everybody floating in the air? It's this pose. Who does this? Like, even if you were a superhero and you could do this, would you do that? Like,
you'd only be doing it for the grams.
Is that the way you would do it? Seriously, I mean, I don't know. It's just, it's generic. The anatomy's wrong. It's a copy of somebody else's work. There's nothing I like about it. I like the character, and I like Lobos's work, generally speaking, although a little bit too close to Adam Hughes. But still, at the end of the day, this just doesn't. This is doing absolutely nothing for me. I don't think you could forget about giving it to me for free. I think you'd have to actually pay me to put it in my long box.
I could burn it.
I don't have the space. I don't have the real estate for a book like this in my long boxes.
How about something ingenious, like actually making a Spyro character just walk down the street?
They have feet that walk? What are you talking about?
Instead of jumping.
Well, on this one, she's got really big feet.
Okay. Yeah, she does. For her cat, they're big as her like calf area.
She got giant sized feet. That arm movement is awkward. Her waist is way too wow. Talk about giving.
Yeah, she does look like she's about to grab her own ass. She's got her hands ready. It looks like she's about to literally.
But she has no ass.
It looked like she did.
Her ass is missing.
It was wishful thinking though.
There's something wrong with the face too. Like the face is too wide or something.
There's definitely something wrong with the face. The mouth is too big.
Yeah, it's cosplayer.
It's definitely weird. Maybe the hair's too big.
Maybe
it's just doesn't look right.
Peggy Bundy syndrome.
The boobs
a little bit.
Too.
A little bit.
The boobs are another right area. They're like placed in the wrong area.
Yeah, it's awkward.
There's a lot of things wrong with it.
Yeah, so we're all gonna pass on it. Looks like everybody else is too. So.
Yep.
But how about this one from Lobos? We've got the Gun Honey Blood for Blood #4 from Hive Comics. We got the Virgin Foil set, which is there's a Virgin and a Virgin Foil for $34.99. Then there's the Virgin Metal set, which is the Virgin Foil, and the Metal for $119.99. $119.90. Yeah, I said it right. Mike.
Pricing wise, that's absolutely fucking insane. But the cover itself, we're just looking at the art. I really like this art. I actually think this is good. Again, a little bit of a Hughes ripoff. There's definitely some Hughes markers in there, but I like some of the design layout choices here. Using the weapons as a design aesthetic is actually really cool. There's a repeating pattern that gives it balance, and I actually really like that as almost a design in the background that actually has some purpose, which is kind of a cool thing. Don't see stuff like that very often. Although the thing she's sitting on kind of bothers me a little bit. It's sort of like just a blob. It's not really anything defined about it. Which kind of bothers me. There should have been maybe something a little cooler that she's sitting on. She's obviously super sexy. He's got some cool skin tone things going on here. He definitely uses the Adam Hughes outline thing, which, you know, works for Hughes. It works for Nakayama. There's artists that do this. I'm not sure I love it on this cover. I almost kind of wish it weren't like that. But you know, there's no such thing as an outline in real life. So, you know, that's kind of an issue, but this is a much better Lobos cover than the last one. There is no way on God's green earth I would ever pay these prices for these, but especially not $120 for a metal. Fuck, what is with that? Who gives a shit?
Hive loves their metals.
Comic books are paper, ladies and gentlemen. What do you want a metal one for? Like, what? Why would you overpay for it? Like, that's right back to the thing that got us all in trouble in the 90s. Stop buying metal, buy paper. Especially at that kind of crazy price. And I realize that they limit them to some like 50 sets or 20 sets or whatever the hell, like 10 sets. I've seen some that are like 5 sets. But you know, whatever. From an artistic standpoint, this is a much better cover than the last one. Even though there are some things wrong with it. Like I said, I could do without the outlining and I could do without the blob of a chair. But I really love that background being a repeating design that actually adds to the cover rather than take away from it. Metal covers are awesome. Why the fuck why? Copy.
What did you say?
Right. Metal covers are awesome for some reason. Give me one good reason why I would want a paper comic book to be made out of metal.
When did metal start? It had to be in the 2000s, right?
It was Valiant. They did some stupid Bloodshot book with a metal cover on it. I think was the first one. It was garbage.
But it's been hot the last 3 years.
Yeah, well, why?
I know.
The last 3 years.
Because you can get a 10. Because it's not paper.
Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? Don't grade your comics. It's subjective anyway. It's a waste of money.
All right, Big Rob, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I definitely agree with Trish. The dress is unfinished. It's almost like they painted the character naked, and then they threw the dress on top just to cover her up. Like the original concept was for her to be naked on this or something, or maybe they had like pasties on her boobs or something.
Is there a naughty version? Did they do one that was?
I didn't see it.
Yeah, because the dress is definitely not finished. They just threw that on top somehow. Like, that was like rush job. Uh, but it's well. Secondly, also I guess, or well, whatever. Another point. It almost it's amazing. This is the same artist from the last book. The last book was fucking horrible. So this I can't believe this is Lobos again. This is a lot better. This is like a million times better than the last shit he did.
Agreed.
The weapons are dope. They're really well drawn weapons. I gotta say that the bow, the machine guns, the Mac 10s, or what is the Mac 10? The fucking samurai sword, the ninja swords. I guess the bottom is like a rug or something. That's I guess a nice touch. There's really simple
Like a
art.
runner.
Yeah, we'll see the furry around the boxes, so it's a rug
Oh,
for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's a nice little simple touch he did. The simple concept is just him drawing a white line with a brush or something, but it made it look like a little white rug. That's cool. And I love the shelving is cool. All that. That's what it's the layout. The layout of the weapons and her are brilliant. The layout is really good. The light on top is doing what it's bright, right? So it's kind of like blinding light. So that makes sense. The bubble gum, it's not for everybody. It works for me. It's cool. The jewelry also, it's like almost like an overlay on top, or so I like to see the naughty version of this. I guess because the dress, it just seems like shouldn't be there almost. So it's a lot better than his last work, and I think it's a solid cover. $120 now. That's insane. This would have been a nice like a $25 book. $35. It's a full set. So what does the set consist of for the Virgin Foil set?
It's this virgin cover, and then there's a virgin foil. So you get two books. They're both virgins. One's foil.
Okay.
So it's $35 for the set. You're basically getting the same cover.
I guess that's fair. You're getting two books at least. One.
I mean, it's not a bad price necessarily.
No, it's not. It was $50. Yeah, but
and I would assume this is not necessarily a high LE as well.
No, it's what company is this?
It's Hive, so they like to get it under 1,000, I'm sure.
But what's Blood Honey's publisher?
Shoot.
Is it a Blaze?
A Blaze, yeah. So the numbers are small. Yeah, if it's a Blaze, it's definitely small.
It could be like a 300 set.
Yeah, this could be a small number.
You'd have to ask them, but
yeah, I like the Hive guys too at the comic shop. They're cool dudes. So yeah, it's a cool cover. I like it.
So yeah, this is definitely night and day compared to the other one.
Yeah,
and this is why I put them back to back. I wanted to see that not every cover from an artist is always going to be bad.
It's Titan. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's a low number for sure though.
So yeah, I dig the chandelier, the lighting, the whole background. I am completely miffed on a couple of issues. That ottoman, well, it's supposed to be an ottoman, I'm sure.
Yeah,
looks like a piece of stone that's floating in the air.
Yeah, there's a leg underneath her dress.
Yeah, I see it, and the choice to put the magazine boxes in front of the other leg was a mistake.
Yeah.
The fact that most of her outline, everything is pretty much outlined in a dark outline. Yeah. And the dress is in a darker outline than the dress in front, which makes it look unfinished. Yeah. Like what Big Rob said, it's like, oh, did they just kind of like erase that part? So it looks awkward. But honestly, it caught my eye the first time I saw it. When you guys showed it, I was just like, whoa. And then when I saw that Spider Gwen, I was like, that can't be the same artist. I did a double take when I was putting this together. I go, can't be the same artist. and lo and behold, it was. So this is definitely beats the other one. $35. I don't think it's necessarily a bad price for what you're getting.
No,
The metal thing, yeah, it's not for me, so I always pass on metals. But yeah, not bad. Just and I like the bubblegum touch. I wish the bubblegum actually was a little bit bigger, but that's just nitpicking.
Yeah, I don't see how that dress is hanging on either. If you look at that left boob, like if you look at the wraparound of the
Yep.
yeah.
What do we call that? The bodice? Is that what you call that on a dress? I don't know.
I don't know.
It looks like it's already falling off.
I'm about to get shamed for that, but either way, whatever it's called, looks like maybe it's like that memory foamy stuff that they make bras out of. I don't really know. But
the boob holder.
I'm sure these all have names that I don't really know the names. I assume I'm not supposed to know the names, but
I'm assuming 99% of guys don't know the name.
Yeah, I don't really care what the name is.
The nipple twister.
the nipple holster.
The nipple holder.
Yeah.
Holster. That was better. All right, before we get canceled, let's move on.
Like it's the top of the dress. Okay, whatever. Okay.
The top of the dress.
Oh, she knows.
All right, we've got Scarlet Witch #1 by Lucio Perillo. This is the trade dress and the version from Frankie's Comics. The trade dress is $15. The version is $30. All right, Big Rob, give us your take.
Off the bat, I would say no. Something about it I don't like, and I'm thinking it's her face.
Yes, it is.
Definitely. I was like, if you don't say it's her face,
it's her face.
I don't want to say she's ugly, but she's not ugly.
I want to say she's like a man.
No, I see women this type of face, type of shape, the angles, it's something about it. It's off. Maybe it's just
like the face is pasted on her head.
Yeah, that's probably.
God, yes, it does.
Yeah, that might be it. Those fucking evil eyes too.
It's like a sticker.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the rest is great. The space and how you melted the hair into the space.
Yeah.
The other background, the kind of like just muted purple, black, bluish background. The fucking trade dress is horrible, but that's just some amateur hour trade dress there. What the hell is Marvel doing with this trade dress? Who's doing the trade dresses? God, I could do this shit in 5 minutes.
Generic fonts.
Yeah, it's super generic. It's just like straight out of the fucking Adobe. Yeah, dude, it's the face. Something about it's just off and kills it. $15 though. It's cheap for a store exclusive. And $30 for the Virgin. Is just the Virgin by itself $30, or is it for the set?
It's $30 by itself.
Okay.
So what? Maybe a $40 set total.
I don't even know if they have it together as a set because when I looked at it, they're separate.
Okay. Yeah, they might be separate. Frankly,
that's the way Frankie's does it. I don't know.
I think so. Yeah, I think they do. This definitely could be on the side of a van.
It does look like
with all the stars.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Mike.
I'm exactly the same for exactly the same reasons. I mean, the rest of this cover is fucking incredible, but the face is off, and I think it just looks like Face Off. Like it literally kind of popping off. There's another face under there or something. It just looks like the weird overlay that sadly ruins an otherwise amazing cover.
But there's no doves, Mike. Where's the doves at, man?
But I do love the other aspects of the cover. I mean, everything from like the tattoos on her leg thing, like or how that blends into whatever her costume is.
The spider.
The blending of the hair into the space, the clouds, everything else is so cool. It's really, really too bad that the face is off. It's a shame because otherwise it's an absolutely stunning cover, which is too bad. But what are you gonna do? I mean, one thing can ruin it, and it did.
It looks like they put Loki's face on Scarlet Witch.
Put a paper bag over it. Apollo.
Yeah, there's something wrong with the nose and the mouth.
Wow.
I think some of what we don't like is the shadow work on the face,
Yes.
which is probably correct based on the light that's coming from her hands. But for whatever reason, it's playing tricks on our eyes and giving us something that we just don't like aesthetically, which is a shame. But
Yeah, honestly, I I like the fact that like he made her outfit almost like it's painted on. Like it's this really super skin tight where you can see the
Yeah,
belly button and the ribs and the details of
latex.
her muscles. Yeah, I mean that's pretty awesome. It's just seriously, it is honestly a waste because I love Perillo that the face just doesn't go. It feels like an afterthought.
yeah, it does.
So
It's like
it's
Gene
totally a
Colan
shame.
used to say something similar about when he first put Black Widow into Daredevil. He said, "I didn't draw her with any clothes on. Why would I waste time doing that? I let the colorist put the clothes on. I just drew naked. I just drew her naked in every panel, and then he just put black. He just colored that part black.
Oh gosh.
That's basically what Perillo did here.
I
You
want to
know
see
who she
those original.
reminds me of? What's her name? Sandra Bernhardt. It's that
Oh
TV actress.
no, the
She had
comedian who was on Roseanne.
had a gap in her teeth.
Oh god.
She was the girlfriend with Roseanne's sister in that
Yeah.
show. Yeah, she reminds me of that.
No.
Look her up.
No, I think she looks better than this.
There's some real lady's face too. We're all just
All right.
put it
Well,
on her.
let's get past this face. All right, we got Something is Killing the Children, number 27 by Miko Swan. This is from Big Time Collectibles. It's limited to 1,000 and it's $30, $29.99. So, Big Rob, what do you think?
Okay, before I actually talk about the art, I just hate the character design of the stupid the mask on top of her eyes. That makes no fucking sense. How could she see? It looks stupid, in my opinion. But that's just besides the fact. The art is cool. Very Sin City. Obviously, you went for this Sin City vibe with the red and the black and white. Where's Steve? He will be all over this. He's Mr. Sin City. But I do like how I'm forgetting names here. What's the name of the main character, the one that getting choked out?
Erica.
Erica Slaughter. That's right. I like her with their hair, her forehead, the straining of the forehead where she's getting choked out. Right. So that's cool. The mask, how the mask is getting really tight around her nose and her mouth. That's dope. The gloves, just the line work this guy did on this art is great. But that fucking character design just kills me on that character that's actually choking Erica out. I don't like it. It's a horrible ripoff of the Joker. Yeah, I guess what is this, a one limited to $1,030 from Big Time Collectibles?
Yeah, it's a virgin. Yes.
I can't believe they're still doing this shit for it. Something's Killing the Children 27 though. That's crazy.
Well, saddle up because there's more.
I was hoping to end this story at issue 30 like they did with it Once in Future. That's what I'm hoping for. Hopefully they do that because I want this shit kind of to end already, honestly, at this point.
Oh, they're not going to end it because they're just
I think this is going to be ongoing.
Oh, I hope not.
They're just about to release that Book of Slaughter, which is supposed to be like the first chapter in the next group of books.
Well, okay, change this title, but the Something's Killing the Children, just end that at least. And start, if you want to continue the fucking world in different books, cool. Do whatever you want to do. But for my collection obsession of like, I have to have a complete run, ended at fucking 30 studios. Once in Future was nice. You 1 through 30. Boom. Story was great. There's an end to it. They could continue the world in different books, but just end it at please end at 30.
They all look similar. Yeah. How about you, Mike?
I actually really like the art on this. Again, if I'm trying to take it away from what the book is, I agree with the Joker who laughs and kills children up there. Is like a lot to take. For suspension of disbelief is a little tough on that character. But I mean, there's a really cool like horror poster vibe to this, which I dig a lot. We definitely have the right expression. I mean, it's hard to get like a fearful expression on a masked character, right? But you feel all that tension in the art on this one, which I really, really love. The gloves are great. Kind of has a Bermejo feel to parts of it that are a little bit, more detailed. I love her eyes, just the shock in her eyes and sort of the tension. And she's pissed too at the same time. Like, how dare you do this to me? I'm going to fucking kill you, bitch. Is kind of cool too. I like the choices where the red went, just a little bit on the lips, the hair, the gloves, the sort of splatter that also is faded, is really cool. I don't know what that light source is supposed to be, but it adds a really cool design aesthetic to the
That's
whole
true.
thing.
The light source, yeah.
Or maybe that's rain. Maybe it's a combination of both. I don't really know. But I really do love the overall impact of this cover. I think it's different. Also, it stands out from all the sea of other Something Is Killing the Children covers. It looks nothing like anything else. I have very, very few store exclusives from this series, and I really love this series. But I think I only have 2, maybe 3. One of them is the Sienkiewicz homage to the one with the gun, the gun one, the Electra cover, and I've got 1 or 2 others. But I mean, so I try to stay away from it because there's just so damn many of them. But this is a cool, different take that I really like art wise. It's really, really good cover. I'm not paying $30 for a book that's limited to 1,000 copies that there's going to be, like Apollo says, probably 30 variants for, but still.
I'm pretty sure it's pretty close to that number, actually.
It might be. Yeah.
And considering we're at number 27, I mean, good Lord, how long can people keep this up?
Oh, they'll milk the crap out of it till they can't squeeze another penny out of us.
Well,
that.
they're squeezing every penny of it that they can.
They sure are.
This is actually, I really like it. I like the pencil work. I like the details. I really like the rain. It's really cool. To point to the fact that I would have thought the blood would have stood out a little more, like it made brighter. But the fact that it's raining, it's muted, so it makes sense. So that's really cool. I like that detail. You're right. I don't really like the mask over the face, but who cares at this point? It's been established that this character wears it like that. So
still stupid.
I'm not in disagreement. But I like you said, I really like the details on Erica's face, the struggle that you can tell she's going through. So really cool. I'm gonna pass. It's a store exclusive for another Something Is Killing the Children. These are way more misses than hits. So yeah, I'm just not gonna gamble.
The rain on the skin is actually really incredible. I'm zooming in on some of those little details.
Yeah,
I like the shadowing on her arm. It's really, honestly, if you pick apart everything, it's pretty darn good. Just, character choices, whatever aside, but everything else is really good about this art.
I would love this art, just Erica Slaughter by herself on the cover. That would be great. Minus the Joker. That would be awesome. And I do agree with Paulo. Something about the nose on Erica. It's a little too big, I think.
Maybe, but it's also because of the angle. Yeah.
She's also like sucking air in. So I think it's all super defined.
I see the logic in it, but it's still a little distracting.
Looks kind of cool.
I think with 1,000 copies, they're going to be stuck with some, and they're going to end up discounting this. I think you might be able to get it for 20 eventually.
And I will wait. I will wait them out.
I might get it for 20. I like this. I might just put it on display since I like the series so much, and I've done so few of these covers. I might end up with this one, but
honestly, it's one of my favorite covers of Something Is Killing the Children.
It is. I kind of wish there was more of this aesthetic on more of the books because this is cool as hell.
All right. Well, let's move it on. We've got the Jenny Frison version of Book of Slaughter #1. There is a colored and a black and white, and this is from Bird City Comics. I don't know how much it was, so I'm going to look that up.
It was only 50 sets. It was 40 for the set.
What? There's 50 sets?
Yep.
Wait, I heard it didn't. Did it sell out?
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's interesting.
Which I was super surprised about.
Okay.
Wow.
It was 20 for the color by itself. It was 25 for the black and white by itself, but 40 for the set. And as singles sold, the sets number went down. so you could buy them individually or together. Now I don't really know if I don't know if there's other the stuff on the page doesn't really get into detail about how that limitation is happening. The only way I know that there were 50 sets was from the text message that I got.
Oh,
So maybe it's 50 sets and then 50 additional of each of the covers. So like 150 total, or like, essentially 200 total, 100 of each. I'm not really sure. But sets wise, there were 50. And as of last checking, they were still in the teens left on each. So yeah, if you want one and you're in the chat, now would be the time, because that'd be the end of that.
And this is issue 1, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a one shot.
Oh, it's a one shot.
Yep.
Yeah, this is what Mike says. Beginning the new chapter, basically, just like House of Slaughter began a new chapter.
Yep. So this is gonna spin off back into both series, back into House of Slaughter and Something Is Killing the Children, supposedly.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they'll try to tie it in somehow.
I'm not really sure how exactly that works, but
I didn't know who the artist was. I guessed because I was like, well, that looks like Frizen's art, exactly like Frizen's art. So I was like, I put her in. Thank God I guessed it right.
And bravo for Bird City getting Jenny Frison to do a cover just for them on a Something Is Killing the Children book. I mean, I would have thought that franchise would have been, gobbled up by Boom itself. I wouldn't have thought they would have let a store get her specifically, but that's so applause there. I don't know how they got that to happen, but
they pulled off a miracle.
So that's pretty awesome. That is kind of a miracle. I like the black and white better than the color, to be perfectly honest with you, and I very rarely say that. There's just a little bit of color splash. The eyes are red. It shows up a little bit better on their website, but it is it's cool. I don't know. Maybe it's the picture that Bird City had on their website, because I'm seeing more contrast in this version. I'm not sure where this image came from. Maybe it's just my computer versus my phone contrast. I'm not really sure. Maybe I need to mess with that. But the colors on the color one look a little bit. I don't know what the word is, but they're sort of like they're hard to differentiate from each other. The purples all kind of start to blend a little bit too much. Whereas I see all the detail and the great shading and everything that makes it feel like a Frison on the black and white. So I gravitate a lot more towards the black and white than the color one. I like them both. Don't get me wrong, and I'll buy the set. But at the end of the day, I think I like the black and white one better.
Nice, Big Rob.
Well, I'm the wrong guy to ask about this because I'm getting burned down on Something's Killing the Children world. So if it's limited to 50, if not, if it's maybe it's 200 and 100 or something like that for the individual ones, maybe just the 6 or 50, which is okay. I don't know nothing about this character on the cover. As the art itself, this Jenny Frison art is always good art. She never really gives you clunkers. The anatomy is usually correct. Colors are always on point. Her pencil work is always on point. You're never going to get shit from her. I've never seen a shitty cover from her. It's always been, we hold her a high standard. So for her, this is a okay cover because that's her. But I personally like more the color one because it has purple. So that's what immediately enticed me. But I'm just so burned out on this whole world. It's hard for me to even consider it. But yeah, I don't know who this character is because to me, the book was cool because Erica Slaughter was a very charismatic character. And when I read the other book, what's it called? The
House of Slaughter
with the brother. Yeah, I might as well just fall asleep. That shit was boring.
This is Maxine Slaughter.
Maxine Slaughter,
supposedly.
Yeah, her long lost cousin. Yeah.
Well, they all come from the slaughterhouse, which is just a training academy, basically, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So they're all basically orphans. Their families were probably killed by the
monster,
something types, whatever those things are called.
I forgot the name.
Daguerreotype, which is not right.
Yeah. It is a cool for Bird City to get Jenny Frison on their books.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I'm shocked it's not sold out.
I can't believe it's not sold out. That doesn't make any sense.
But yeah, the color, I like color, but
I wouldn't be surprised because the House of Slaughter kind of flopped on people.
Yeah.
And that was highly ordered. So yeah, maybe people are failing to catch on to this one.
They're
I
like
think they
me.
don't realize it's a separate title.
Right. And this is a new character.
Yep.
So
cover appearance, yeah.
I don't know if it's her first cover appearance or how many cover appearances she's gonna have on this book. But yeah, I mean, I would assume this is, at least a first appearance of some sort. So yeah, I mean,
and who has the last name Muerto? That's dead in Spanish.
I know.
What the fuck?
Oh, but yeah, I like it. I'm halfway there with Big Rob, where I am getting a little tired of these similar slaughtered books. But I do definitely like the sketch cover. I'm a sucker for that gray shading, the black and white, the where you can see all the pencil. Yeah, the grayscale. I love all of that. Just because you can see it feels cleaner to me sometimes without the color, because sometimes the colorist is not always does the justice to that art. So yeah, I dig it. I'm hopefully there'll be a set left after I get off, but we'll see. All right, moving on. All right, I think this is the last book. It's Vampirilla Strikes #7 by 616 by Jay Ferguson, and it's only a $20 book. I don't know how big the LE is. I'm sure it's not big. So Mike.
I actually don't like it. And I don't know. There's a few things about it that really throw me. First, I hate balloon boobs. I can't stand that. Like, if it just throws me off right away. The head's too small on it too, and it's not. There's something wrong with the symmetry. One eye is a lot darker than the other eye. One cheek is a lot more sunken in than the other. I think that most people would just say, well, I'm going to focus on the ass and be done with it. And that's the part that I can't get my eyes around. But if you're looking at the rest of the cover, there's just some things that are pretty wrong with it. I like the skulls. They're cool. Actually might be the best part of the cover, which is crazy to say out loud. I can't believe I just heard myself say that. But because I don't really like the way she's drawn, I'm looking for other things to like about it. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't like the anatomy of it. There's really no other way around it. The face is wrong. It's also too small. Her boobs are too round. Things are out of proportion. I like a good butt cover, but it's got to be a good butt cover.
Big Rob.
Well, I agree with the symmetry, but that's probably what makes it more realistic, because there are women like this.
Oh, true.
Yeah, because the boobs are, fake boobs are not going to be perfect, and they're going to be really round and really fakey. The face, yeah, it's not symmetry. The eyes, one big, one smaller. She's like me. She got Bell's palsy, something, or is that? So the cheek is a little off. Yeah, the how the cheeks, the symmetry of the cheeks are off, but it makes it more realistic. That's the humans are not symmetric proportionally correct.
She's not human.
Basically said she had.
I think she's more human.
I'm just fucking around. I'm just messing. Don't worry.
She is more human. The outfit is weird. The outfit. Look at how the outfit is see through. Her little wrinkle of fat. You can see through the outfit on her wrinkle of fat.
I like that.
It's almost like a see-through, almost like
material,
like a vinyl plastic. Yeah, like the 3D glasses plastic.
Something's weird with that big toe.
The big toe.
Her left big toe.
Gosh.
Yeah, it's the Iron Sheik toe, right? She got the Iron Sheik going on.
Wow.
So that toe is off, but you're right.
Andre the Giant big toe.
Obviously, Mike's a feet person over there. He looks at the tails. Hey, those tails are not good. Out.
I'm not actually. I hate feet with a fiery passion, to be honest.
I like the blood effect on her. It's like that's almost like smudged on her skin. That looks cool. and her finger in her mouth. Okay, that's naughty, with the blood, right? The skulls are cool. The skulls are very pro though. For me, that's interesting. The background's trash. The fucking Sears catalog background is horrible. So
It's definitely Sears.
and is that his signature, the little cross? That's a sig, huh?
I think it's signature.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It's signature.
I would never tell that's Jay Ferguson's signature.
There's a little J coming off the first cross beam, and then there's a little extra line for the F.
That's a stretch. This is a stretch. Yeah, $20 though. It's not going to kill your wallet. So
that's true.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Okay, so for me, I'm not mad at the face. The face is fine. The asymmetry is fine. However, I do have a problem with like her shoulders. It just looks a little too thin, a little too small. So maybe that's what's throwing me off on her top half, and maybe because she's bent a certain way too, it looks kind of awkward. The big balloon boobs, it reminds me of every porn star. So that I would see probably cosplaying as this. I think, yeah, you're right. Probably the skulls are some of the best art on here. Kind of weirds me out where he put the blood on some of her. Because it just, I shouldn't be anywhere near the inner thigh in my mind.
You never know.
I'm just saying it just looks weird. It's an awkward kind of
inner thigh. That makes more sense, really.
I'm just saying, it's just
getting off the rails now.
Definitely not what I want to be thinking about. So, I do like the fact that one of the skulls definitely look at her ass.
Yeah, totally.
Definitely checking her out for sure.
That's Jay Ferguson's self-portrait.
That's a skull.
That's hilarious. But honestly, it's not that bad. But like you said, it's the background, the Sears background sucks. Or the 1800s background sucks. And there is a little bit of awkwardness in some parts of her. So overall, I don't think it's necessarily bad for $20, but this is not going to convince me to get this Vampirilla book, a store exclusive. So
many better ones. That's the other thing too.
That's why.
Yeah,
90% are Perillos, and the other 10% are Cohens. So
Cohens all day.
I love Sticks again trying to put things into my language so that I understand. I love it. Right back to Star Wars every time. Going with the Yoda quote. Love it. I love you, Sticks. That's fantastic.
Okay. Oh, looks like we're done. Thank goodness. It wasn't that bad. We weren't that negative. But Mike, what do you got going on with CBSI and Cover Fire and Cover Tunes?
Yeah, Cover Fire is obviously hitting this week, and I already spoiled what the winner was if you were listening earlier, but I think it's kind of a no-brainer. There's some good covers this week, even though it's kind of a light week, lots of annuals and things like that. So not a ton on the shelves for the week, but there are some really dope covers to check out. So that drops tomorrow late morning on CBSI. That's comicbookinvest.com, where you can get all sorts of articles for your Wednesday warrioring, or like I say, sometimes your Tuesday warrioring if you're a DC person. Yeah, so that's every Tuesday. And then Cover Tunes is my sort of interior soundtrack for or inner soundtrack for comics, and it's sort of whatever the spirit moves me to write. I am in the process of writing next week's, and I kind of spoiled it last week, so I'm not going to re-spoil it this week, but it's on the way, and it's taken a little bit more time than I thought it would, but I'm excited about this upcoming one. So check that out on Wednesday next week.
Can't wait for the new one.
Thank you, sir.
And stop making me spend money, damn it.
Nope.
Oh gosh, yeah, everybody go check them out. Check out the articles. Check out all the other articles as well, because they're all very useful information for everybody, and it doesn't hurt to have other people's opinions to look at.
That's true. And I love your comments down in the comment section too. I always miss stuff. I'm just another dude who likes comics. I want to hear what you guys want and what you like and what you're going to buy on Wednesday. It's cool for me to see different perspectives. Just be respectful, please, if you wouldn't.
Yes, absolutely. We don't have to hate if you don't like the same things.
Yeah, it's all subjective. I love your opinions. So don't try to smash mine.
Variety is spice of life, and we all get a lot of it. We are very spoiled in this life.
We certainly are, especially in comic books.
Absolutely. All right. Well, on Wednesday, we have moved from Thursday to Wednesdays now. At 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Eastern time, we will have our Mondo mail call. And after a week hiatus from Thanksgiving and being stuffed, we all should have something. I'm sure Big Rob definitely has a lot of stuff.
Toys.
Steve probably will have some toys. Hopefully Alonzo will be able to join us this week because it's just right after Thanksgiving. But catch us where we talk about all the things that we've, obtained, bought, received, and we talk about Week in Geek. So if you have any questions, hit us up. But 7 p.m. on Wednesdays. And Big Rob, what do we got going on Saturdays?
Yeah, after a brief hiatus, Saturday morning Toy Boxes return. So at 10 a.m. on Saturday, West Coast, 1 p.m. East Coast. Saturday morning Toy Box will review this week's solicitations, pre-orders, and new releases. And maybe actually a few weeks back, we'll also review some of the stuff that we missed while we were gone. Stuff on me, Steve, Jeff, Charlie. We'll hang out and geek out over toys, drink coffee, maybe have some cereal, and just say wrong shit about toys all the time. Just naughty, ridiculous, stupid shit. That's what we do at 10 in the morning on a Saturday. It's hey man, it's if you want to know what's going on with the toy world, stop on by and take a look at the show here on Team Nerd Herd and check out Saturday morning Toy Box.
Yeah, we don't make you buy anything, but don't blame us if you're convinced.
We'll convince you.
I did a preemptive strike last week and bought before you got to talk about stuff.
Smart man. All right. Well, we got a couple announcements. So if you haven't heard, we've partnered with Bird City Comics to give you guys a 10% discount. If you go and purchase anything, be sure to enter code TNH10 to save 10%. You saw one of the Jenny Frizen is still available if I'm not mistaken.
Not many left, but yep.
Use TNH10, get 10% off of that, and you won't be missing out. And Big Rob.
All right, so we got displaygeek.com. So let's go into their website and type in the word Team Nerd Herd on your first purchase of their displays. Save 10% with the code word Team Nerd Herd on displaygeek.com. Of course, the displays are for, like Jeff has in his background, for Funko Pops. There are different variations of these displays. They're really, really well done, sturdy displays. Very affordable. They're actually very cheap, a lot more cheaper than going to IKEA or Michael's or anything like that. So if you're interested in getting some nice displays for your Funko Pops, then stop on by displaygeek.com. Save 10% with the code word Team Nerd Herd. They also have other stuff on there like protectors for action figures, Funko Pops, different variations of protectors, and a few other items as well. So displaygeek.com. Stop on by.
Awesome.
Cool.
Well, that is it for today's show. You guys have anything else to share or promote? We're good? Well, we want to thank everyone for tuning in. We can't wait to see you guys next week. Let us know what you guys thought about this week's comics covers and the store exclusives in the chat, or leave us a message. And you know how to do all that thing. Give us a like, whatever. But definitely hit up CBSI for all those great articles. And Big Rob, you want to send us out?
Yes, sir. And if you want to do it right, cover a horse for life.
If I can find the end credits.
Oh.